What is up, people? My name is Stahv. You're in my living room. I got a bit of a new look going on this week, and what better of a person to bring in than the person that gave me the cut? So today I have Emily Walton in the building. Introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Emily.
Emily, what do you do?
I am a barber at HandCan Barbershop. I am a crazy cat lady as well.
Yes, Ned is currently
Yeah.
staring at her. He'll probably just continue to do that throughout the next hour. So
Yeah,
I hope
he's
you
not
don't
sure
mind.
yet.
Yeah, I mean, that's his whole thing. There isn't too much going on in his head at any point in
Right.
time. So
Besides food and
exactly.
taking a shit in the litter box.
Yep, precisely. But Emily killed the cut. She chopped it all off. I was a little nervous going in, but she's like, "Don't worry,
It's a big change.
it's a huge
I
change."
said, let me change your life.
Seriously, I felt like a new man walking out. My head was breathing in so many new ways.
Taking in that summer 2022 wind.
Yes, it was definitely a pretty huge switch up for me. But how did you get into the whole haircutting business?
Okay, so actually everybody kind of told me my whole life, like, you're gonna do hair. And I was like, no, because there was that stereotype where if you did hair, you were dumb. That was because you couldn't get into any other school or whatever, and that wasn't the case for anybody. But I just thought, I don't know, I guess people were trying to say that about me, and I was like, no, I just really had no interest in it. And then I did criminal justice, actually.
No way.
For a year.
Where at?
NWTC. I wanted to be a psychiatrist for serial killers, so I
Wow.
tried. Yeah, I still want to do psychiatry, but I went into criminal justice first, thinking that would be a foot in the door. And then I was doing really good. I was top of my class. I had really good grades for the first time in my life, and it hit winter break, and I had this epiphany, and I just was bawling. And I went to my mom, and I'm like, I do not want to do this.
Really?
Yeah, I'm I don't want to be a cop that. I wanted to do all the extra shit. I didn't want to just be patrolling the streets, and you know what I mean. It just takes so long. It's you have to go through med school and all that, and then so I switched to psychology, and then my dad got cancer, and so I was like, well, fuck this. Sorry, I'm swearing.
Oh no, you're
I was
good.
like, fuck this, and my dad's gonna die. He's fine now. He's fine.
Good.
But if he's gonna die, I'm not gonna be in school when that happens. So I dropped out. I couldn't even sit in a classroom thinking I was just
sure.
so worried.
In your own thoughts and worried about everything.
And 6 weeks later, he was fine. And then I started getting my hair done, and I was like, oh, I liked that feeling of leaving and how you feel good.
Yeah,
you'd hope your
it's
people
a
feel
huge,
good.
Ego boost.
And I was like, okay, maybe psychiatry isn't for me right now, but I can do that for other people. So I went into hair school, with the goal of making people feel amazing. You know what I mean? Beautiful,
so
handsome, whatever it is. That's really why I did it. I didn't want to do men's hair at all.
Yeah,
I had no interest in it. I just wanted to do color or women's hair.
Yeah.
And then it turned out being the complete opposite.
Where you started enjoying men's hair more?
Yes, because there weren't many girls. So I kind of went to a shitty school. They gave you a book and said, let us know when you're ready to take the test. There was
wow,
stains everywhere, a really disgusting school.
Where'd you go?
Academy of Beauty Professionals.
Okay.
I'm going to shout them out really quick.
Yeah.
I'm saying them, the facial room has wax spilled all over the bed. There's rips in it. It's just ghetto, and it's disgusting. They don't clean. They don't there's instructors, but there was no class.
Shout out that place.
Yeah,
don't go there.
Yeah, I want my $16,000 back.
Whoa,
no, they
damn.
actually, the day I graduated, they tried telling me that they lost a $5,000 tuition check that I gave them, so I threatened to sue them. I don't have a lawyer, but I told them I did.
You
and
bossed up, and
they,
you're like,
they found it, and I literally gave that to them last July, and they told me no. 2 years ago in July, and then they told me last July, oh, like we can't find it, like whatever.
Where is this place?
On Packerland and West Mason.
And they're still in business?
Yes, people have tried to sue them. Like it doesn't work.
Oh my God.
They're schooling people. But yeah, so I went there, and then I don't know, like I thought it was really cool watching the guys, because there were a lot of guys that went to my school and they already knew how to cut.
Okay.
And I was like, damn, like that shit's impressive. Like they were really good. My friend Dion he was one of my first friends when I went to school there, and he's phenomenal. Like I really looked up to him, and he took time, to teach me, because he knew how bad I wanted to learn that. And while it was really hard, he like was really patient with me, and like, I could see how it'd be frustrating to try to teach somebody, especially me.
Well, a new skill.
I turn everything into a joke and like can't take anything serious.
Sure.
But yeah, he was super patient. And then I had this friend James too, but he has a like heavy Spanish like accent. Like he speaks Spanish most of the time.
Yeah.
So it was really hard to learn, because I didn't know what he was really saying, or like he would take the clippers and then just go off on it for me, and I'm like, I need to like do it to you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, so then HandCan was the only place that I wanted to work after school, and they always tell you like, don't go independent right away. It's so hard to get like a following and like a client and like clientele, whatever. And so I had that like in my head that I wasn't supposed to do that. So I was like, you know what? I unfollowed him on Instagram, and I wanted to like basically like make myself like disappear, because I was going to like wait until I was just going to work at a chain or something right out of school, and I wanted to get confident before I reached out to him.
So you didn't feel like you were super ready?
No, I still don't feel like I belong there.
What? Oh, come on.
I mean, the like relationships that I have there, yes, I feel like I belong there, but still like he's amazing. Like they're all really good, and
it's such a cool shop.
I love it, and it's really hard because I'm the only girl, but it's also cool at the same time. So like anyways, back to starting to work there. So I unfollowed him and everything, whatever, and then after I graduated, I like liked one of his pictures or whatever. And he messaged me and was like, okay, I see you, like, come into the shop at this time or whatever, talk to me about working here. And so I was, like, wowed by that, because I'm like, are you sure? Like, and so I did, and I was so nervous. Like, I remember, like, peeking open the door, and he's like, come in here. Like, he's like, well, you have nothing to be scared of. And
well, it's all about confidence.
Right. And so I went back there, and I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm Emily. This is my Instagram. He's like, I don't need to see any of it. I've seen everything you've done, and like, you're really talented and whatever. And like, just totally like my confidence from the first day I started working there to now has like skyrocketed. Like he built me. Hansel built me into who I am, because a year ago today, I was a sad person, and like that place changed my life completely, and I could not ask for a better job, because it doesn't feel like work. Like
it's such a cool story to have like such good mentors too. I mean, when you're starting out in a profession like that, where you probably have the skill, but you lack some of the confidence. I mean, to really be shown that, and to build upon an already, I'm sure, very, very strong foundation. Like,
right.
That's huge.
And I like the relationships that I have there. Like, I never thought that I would have friends like that ever.
Really?
I never thought I would ever like be this. I did not see myself ever being this happy, and I kind of accepted that, and like was just like rolling with life, I guess. And like there are times where I get like emotional when I'm working there, because it's like, holy shit, like I'm so lucky. Like I'm extremely blessed to be where I am. And like I get down and out about like relationships failing and guys and whatever, and then like how lucky am I to these relationships and stuff are failing with these like douchebags that I'm going after, but like not all men are bad, because look at the people I work with who literally love me to death and only show me respect and what a healthy relationship with a male is supposed to look like. You know what I mean? And that's really what keeps me going in the whole dating scene, because that sucks.
Yes.
In today's generation, it is terrible. We're in a hookup culture and we're
We
stuck in
talked
it.
a little bit about it while I was in the chair. You have very good like chair combo, which is
disgusting.
important
Yeah.
as a hair cutter. But yeah, the we talked a little bit about like the whole dating culture, the hookup culture, and just how fucking toxic.
It's
and
disgusting.
Just,
But
it's
like
bad.
then again, look how lucky I am because like
Yeah.
I don't even need a significant other. I have to take care of those 3 idiots.
It's true. There are other ways to find happiness,
Right.
and there are other ways of doing the whole dating thing too. But
Yep.
yeah, unfortunately, like the most common way currently, it just is the bar scene and like the
Tinder,
apps. Yeah.
Hinge,
No thanks.
puke.
I'll stay far away from that myself.
No, seriously, I deleted all of it. I go on it. It's like a social media to me at this point where I get bored and I'm like, okay, let's look, and then I'm so disappointed because I'm like,
Yeah, it's just not the
yeah,
way to
this
go.
is not it.
But at the same time, it's like, I don't know any alternatives.
Right. Like, how are you even? I'm waiting for the love of my life to fucking walk in and get a haircut. And you know what? It's funny because like I totally see that like men that come into the barbershop and like I cut their hair, like they totally like flirt with me and shit. But like I don't think any of them has like the balls to actually like, because they would ruin that relationship because
Sure.
I cut their hair. So it's like I can't really wait for the love of my life to go in there because nobody's gonna say
You're
anything.
given
to me.
too good of cuts. You know, you need to start messing up every now and again, and
Right.
then
Then they'll
maybe
hate
something
me.
will happen. You know.
Right.
Oh, that's too funny. Yeah, your conversations like while you're talking and cutting hair have to be so unusual sometimes. I'm sure you get some people in there and you start talking and either they're like just super weird or like what are some of the oddest stories you
All right.
have?
I
Let's go.
have one.
Okay.
So I really didn't. One time I had this guy who was like, I'm pretty sure like tweaking on some drug because he kept like moving and was just very odd. Like, I don't know. And then I'm pretty sure Hansel found him like sleeping in the hallway after. So,
It's probably
but
homeless or
the
something.
most weird one, what the most funny one. So say it was his appointment was for 2:30 and it's 2:00. I'm sitting in the back and all of a sudden Hansel's like, Emily. I'm like, okay. So my station is the first one.
Mm-hmm.
And normally people read the sign where it's like, please wait outside and, sit and
Right.
we'll come get you. Whatever.
Yeah.
Well, so I'm in the back. I come out and this guy is like standing like perfect next to my station. And he goes, greetings.
Ooh.
I lost it right there. I'm like, no, this can't be for me. You gotta have this mixed up.
That was probably the fastest cut of your life.
It was not good. So like, this is gonna sound really bad, but I don't know how to do like the basic cuts really anymore. Like where it's just like a 2 on the side and a whatever on top. Like that's like a foreign language because once you're so used to like fades and whatever, you know what I mean? It's like, really? That's all you want? Like, are you serious? You're paying $40 for me to do 2 guards on your head right now? Like that, you're shitting me.
I mean, sometimes that's what people want, right?
And so I'm like, okay, like I'm Emily, whatever. How's your day? The small talk. And then I'm like, okay, have a seat, whatever. And he takes out his phone and he like hands me his notes app. And it's like telling me how to do the haircut. And I was like, okay. Like,
he had the instructions
Yes.
laid out. He's like, you're not fucking this one up.
and it was the easiest shit ever. But I was like, do you want to try something new? And he was like, yeah, I'd love to, like whatever. And I'm like, okay, like, do you want to do like, so what I like to do in my style is what you have, a drop fade. So it starts here, ends and points in the back, whatever, drops. And he was like, yeah, I'd love to try that, whatever. So I go to make that like initial line right here with my trimmers, and like he had massive sideburns. And so I
brought him down. Yeah.
And he goes, what are you doing?
Ooh.
And I'm like, oh, like I'm sorry, I'm just like starting the haircut, whatever. And he's like, are you doing a fade? And I was like, yeah, we just talked about that. He goes, I hate fades. I was too stunned to speak. And then Hansel, Avery, and Ricky were listening and started laughing, and I was sweating because I'm like, he's like, can I have my sideburns back? I'm like, how? You want me to like?
Yeah, like 3 weeks,
Do
bro.
you need like extensions or something? I'm sorry,
Oh,
what?
man.
Like I'm like, oh, I thought we just talked about that, and he's like, well, I thought I wanted to, but I didn't realize I couldn't keep my sideburns. I hate fades. I'm like, oh, well, sorry, like, whatever. And then he didn't really say anything the whole haircut, which I was like just trying to get it over with and whatever. And then he asked me at the end, he was like, do you think you could write in my notes how to do this haircut so for next time?
Oh, so he liked it.
So I was like, oh, don't worry. I will remember. Like,
oh, that is so...
I'm like, he's like, oh, you think you'll remember how to do it? I'm like, yeah. Yeah.
Well, you call yourself like the queen of fades, right? So when you walk in and you ask for, something a little different, or if you're asking for recommendations, like obviously you're going to do what you know and what you're good at.
Right.
So it's, you in those situations where you get like,
all over.
Yeah. I would not know how to handle that situation. I'd probably just give up right away. But
it was extremely, I'm saying I was sweating.
Oh.
Like I felt terrible.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, this dude really just told me that I could do it.
And then you just have to commit.
And then all of a sudden he hates it. I'm like, oh shit.
And then likes it.
Yes. And then as if I wouldn't remember him. Right. Yeah, trust me, buddy. I'm going to remember exactly how I did this haircut.
Oh, too funny.
Terrible. It was just so awkward. I'm like, oh God, somebody please come hit me with a truck.
Yeah.
It felt terrible.
So you haven't been cutting hair for too long then? Like how long?
I graduated in August and that was my first job. I started there in September.
That's crazy.
So I'll be coming up on a year.
Yeah.
It just keeps like getting better too. Like I am nowhere near the best at cutting hair. Nowhere near.
You're pretty damn good.
Thank you. And okay, so one thing I can say is I feel like I'm pretty damn good for a female in Green Bay. Because like there are a lot of good female barbers, but I feel like they're mostly at like the sports clips and whatever, and like they're doing like the kind of the same haircut.
Yeah,
like
the classic.
I haven't really seen like, I mean, I'm sure Stars has to have. I don't really know all the barbershops, but like I know Stars is like a boss ass barbershop, and I'm sure there's got to be a girl there. But like, I feel like for a girl in Green Bay, I do well for myself.
Oh, absolutely.
But yeah, I don't know.
just seeing how much you post, and like you're on TikTok and
you're
always posting stuff on Snapchat, and it's like
I have to though. Like I always said, like if I could give up all of my social media, I would in a heartbeat. I would. And like if you have my number, talk to me that way. But if I deleted all my social media, well, no one would text me. Right. So like, I have to have it because it's out of sight, out of mind. So that's why I post so much, and I feel like my stories are always flooded with shit. But it's like I literally have to, because when I post stuff, that's when people start asking me for my link or whatever, even if it's not hair related. Like if you keep yourself like in people's minds, like.
I know it
works out better, but I wish I didn't have to do any of that.
Well, I'm the same way. If I didn't have to promote the podcast and I just had an audience, like that would be so cool. But that it doesn't work like that. You have to, again, you have to keep posting. You have to stay in people's minds, and especially starting out when you're trying to grow something.
Oh, for sure.
It just doesn't come easily. It's an everyday thing where you're out here trying to hustle for just one person,
right?
Or like one listener and one haircut. Like it's a lot of work.
It's really cool to like see like my TikToks that I used to make like when I first started. Trash. The haircuts, trash. I don't even know how I work there. You know what I mean? But it's cool to watch me get better. Because it's like, oh damn, like you really do learn as you go. Like I feel like I learn something new every day, or like you're learning how to work with like colics and different hair colors and
textures and
it's funny because people have like the same sayings. I don't know who told them that it's hard to cut their hair, but so many people with like the standard haircut will be like, yeah, I know my hair is pretty hard to cut. And I'm like, who told you that? Because no, it's not. Like, people say the same thing all the time. Or like, if they have gray hair, they're like, oh yeah, I know my hair is really hard to cut. Because I'm like, what are you talking about? And they're like, oh, well, other people told me that. I'm like,
I guess
why
why
are people telling people this?
Yeah,
like
small talk. Maybe it's
right.
like the weather. Like
right.
I'm sure you talk about the weather very frequently.
It's always gloomy, I feel like, in summer. So yeah, and we have those like big ass windows. And oh my god, you know what people talk about the most?
What's that?
The elevator shafts that will not be finished right there.
Oh yeah.
Everybody's like, so when's that being finished? I'm like,
I
supposed to be 2 years ago.
Yeah,
I don't know.
5 years from now.
I actually don't own those, so I don't really know.
That's funny. Yeah, it really is just right outside your window. Yeah. And I'm sure when the cruise boat is there, you're
the train.
It's
always the train. Oh, I got held up by the train. Yeah, I know. I can see it. Like, and nobody cares. Like, you know what I mean? Like, when people are late, I don't care.
So stupid.
It sucks. I've been late because of the train. But like, when people are late because of that, it's fine. But when people are late just because they're being a little dumb, that's when it pisses me off. Because then, like, I won't take a client if they're 10 minutes late. I'll like mark them as a no-show and then it texts them.
You have a schedule.
Right. And I'm cutting somebody. So my cuts are 30 minutes. So I'm booked back to back. Like, sometimes I don't have time to eat. So it's like, if I wait that 10 minutes and still cut your hair, then I'm going to be 10 minutes behind on that. You know what I mean? It's really stressful because, you know, you don't want to disappoint anybody. But most people, like, I've never had somebody be mad at me for taking too long on somebody else's.
I was going to say, you took quite a long time on me just because of the amount of hair.
Yeah, I was late that time.
I felt a little bad, but you're like...
see, that's why, like, and... I have such a good like clientele too. Like, I don't have anybody that's like rude to me.
Yeah.
There was one guy who was rude to me, and I literally just told him like, find a different barber. I'm not gonna listen to you like shit on me the entire time I'm cutting your hair. Like, he's like, I'm this, I'm that, I make this, I make that. I said, why do you give a $3 tip then if you make that much money? Bye. Later. Later.
Seriously, it's always the people that either complain the most or have the shittiest attitudes that end up like tipping the worst.
Right. He's literally the one person I've like turned away. Like, I have never been like, oh, I'm dreading for this. You know what I mean? I like cutting hair, and it's really cool too, because all the people that come in there, like, you understand my personality the second you sit in my chair, because I'm either gonna roast you or I'm gonna make you laugh. You know what I mean? Like, I can't be talk serious
about cats. You know?
Right. I'll never be able to have like a serious conversation in my lifetime, I don't think. So I feel like that breaks the ice really well for cutting hair, because even if I don't talk, like, I'll tell my clients, like, I'm just concentrating right now, I'm so sorry I can't talk, and they don't even care. Like, some of them even like quiet time, or, you know, they're like, yeah, it was a long day, so I'm just relaxing anyways, don't even worry about it. So it's really nice.
When have you always been in Green Bay? Did you grow up here, or what was your connection upbringing to this place?
So when I was born, my parents lived in Alloway.
Okay.
They had a house there, like over by like the old Zesties.
Sure, yeah.
And then when I was 5, we built a house. Well, my parents built a house in West Appear. So I went to school at Westwood Elementary. Then I went to the West Appear Middle School. And then I went to West Appear High School. Hated it. Hated it. I hated school. My school hated me. I was one of the most hated people, like, to walk. Yeah, absolutely. Over some shit that they know nothing about. And then
as it goes.
Yeah. And I did not have friends in high school at all. But then once I graduated, I lived at home for a year. Then I had like a best friend who lived in an apartment, so I moved out with her on the east side, and I've never left the east side.
Cool. Yeah.
Since 19, yeah. But like, it's nice because I live like by the hospital, like Aurora, on the east side, so I can
used to live right over there.
Right, I can take Main And like, so East Mason to Maine, the
Yep.
entire way to work. So it's like a
Straight
straight
shot.
shot. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really nice. I like the East Side a lot better than the West Side.
Yeah, I enjoyed the east side. I used to live on South Huron.
Okay, yeah, I live right over there.
yeah.
Yeah, by the Quick Trip.
Yes. Are you in what apartments are? I don't
It's
want
a
to.
house.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah. We won't say where you live. But no, I loved that area. There's a lot of like cool parks. Like there's Bears Creek, which I loved going to. It's like,
Yeah.
how is this in Green Bay? It's just a cool little creek.
to even like drive through it, because then you can come out the other side on East Mason.
Yeah, it's like right in the middle of Green Bay. You'd never know.
Yeah, I like it.
Do you ever see yourself moving out of Green Bay and going to a larger city, or are you like, nah, I'm here to stay? Like this is, I see like Green Bay as a very high potential. So I'm always curious to see like
Right.
creative people, if they're deciding to stay or if they're like choosing to go elsewhere.
I think it would be really cool to like go open a new shop somewhere else, but I'm too attached to my grandparents to leave Green Bay.
Oh, that's cute.
I can't.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
No,
I
I'm
moved
the same
closer
way.
to them.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Oh,
I can't.
I'm the same way. I have so much family here.
Mm-hmm.
Like I came from Pulaski, so I have a ton of family in Pulaski.
Oh, cool.
But I also have grandparents that live right across the river, and I can go see them and help
Mm-hmm.
them whenever I need to. And it's like having family like that nearby is so important, and nobody should ever take that for granted.
Yeah, seriously. Like, well, now my grandpa was just recently diagnosed with dementia, so now I'm here for a while. But like my grandparents, like I have a couple sets of grandparents because my parents were divorced, remarried, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do it. Like, it's sad to say I could leave if it was just my parents here, because like we
Yeah,
have a relationship, but it's not
Yeah.
like, tight like that. But
Right.
like I just can't do it. I love them so much. I've thought about it, like even going to like a 4-year college in like Milwaukee or something, like I would cry thinking about it, because I'm like, I'm gonna miss them so much. But now that my grandpa isn't doing too hot, like I definitely want to stick around more.
Yeah. Give them the support they need. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's cool. I think a lot of youth can take some learning from that, because I don't know, you always hear about stories like that and people like leaving family behind, and
Right.
I don't know, it's just, you can't take it for granted.
Right. Do I want to move to a different state? Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Can I? No. And plus with like my job and everything, like I love it so much I can't leave.
You're in a good spot.
Yeah. And like everybody's like, why don't you just go off on your own? I don't want to, because I know I could make more money, but I love my job and the people that I work with so much. And my
Yeah.
clients, like I was just looking at my phone the other day, because it's like Square appointments. So like when you book an appointment, it saves your whole contact information or whatever. And like I switched to Square in January, and I was like looking through the list. There's over 200 people on it already.
Wow.
That's since January.
Yeah.
I had
No,
no
that's a
idea.
huge
I
deal.
didn't even know that. Like, and it's only my clients. Like none of us are connected. That's why when people call, we have to say like, you have to book online, because we don't know each other's schedules. Like we're all independent, so we have no idea what the other person is doing. We talk obviously, but like, so
It's
that
cool
means
to have
that's
that
just my
flexibility.
people. Or
Yeah.
it's like, I didn't even realize I feel like that's a big amount of,
That's a huge
that's a
amount
number.
of people.
That's huge.
I mean,
Like,
yeah, if you're getting a cut, once a month or twice a month,
Mm-hmm.
like you're seeing a lot of people in a month.
Right.
That's a whole career.
yeah, I really thought that going into this career, my social battery would be like super drained. And like
yeah.
today, I'm not going to lie, today I was in a piss ass tired mood, because just like,
It's Friday too.
right, I barely slept last night. I had a whole bottle of wine. I drank a bottle of wine to myself at my friend's house. We were doing makeup, and then next thing I knew, it was like 3 a.m. So I was like, oh shit. And then of course the depression of the
Yeah, you had to go in and work for the next however
and then
many
everybody at
hours.
work was tired too. So I'm like, oh fuck, like I can't
Nobody
even
to pick you up.
Right, no,
Yeah.
that's usually how it goes. But I mean, now I'm feeling a lot better, but
I
I
mean,
was
those
like,
days
damn.
happen too. You have to get exhausted at
Right.
some point.
I was worried that like with everybody's like, all the clients and stuff, like people's like energies would like fuck me up too. And like it doesn't. I've never had somebody where I'm like, yeah, I can't be around that client anymore. You know what I mean? Just that one guy. But like it's cool because they make me feel better.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
they're all so nice. They're all cool.
And conversations. I mean,
Yeah.
it's honestly like if I was thinking about doing something like a job that I could literally sit down and talk to people all day, like that sounds really cool.
Right.
You know, you meet so many different people.
Exactly. I hear so many different stories. It's
Yeah.
shocking what people will talk to me about.
You're like a therapist.
Right.
I mean, really.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
I kind of get to do both of my like jobs that I wanted at the
Right.
same time. I actually want to like in the future I want to get my license for like as a psychiatrist, and I want to open like a mental health based salon. That's
So
like my
cool.
long-term goal. But here's the catch. So it's going to be like a duplex because legally you have to have 2 separate entries and 2 separate like rooms.
Really?
So for this idea to happen, so one side is going to be like mental health. If you are having a bad week, come get your hair washed. Obviously, not everybody needs a haircut every week.
Yeah.
So like you get that 30 minutes of just like whatever it may be, or like even sessions can be held there, whatever. So that's going to be one side. And then the other side is going to be pet grooming. So call it tapers and tails.
Yo.
Right?
Yeah,
I'm like,
sick.
that's a good idea. Somebody's going to steal it from me probably, but
Yeah, patent pending.
Right, yeah.
She's got her lawyers on it.
don't fuck with me. Yeah, my lawyers from the school are going to get your ass.
Yeah, don't steal that one.
Yeah.
That's funny. Have you considered like pet grooming before? I mean, I'm sure
I probably wouldn't do it myself,
Yeah.
but I would just hire people to do
Okay.
it. My goal is to not work.
Yes.
So I'll just have people work for me.
Feel that. I didn't know if they were like in the same. I'm sure they're somewhat comparable. Pet grooming.
Oh my God. I had to shave my cat's butt one time.
Yeah.
And he was screaming like, so I had to go to Walmart and get like a pet clippers because he had like bumps on his butt, and he was like, he likes when you scratch above his tail, but he was liking it too much. And so I was like, oh my God. And I'm like, Roger, what is on your ass? And so I got this it's like this flea spray. Well, it
Interesting.
smells like bleach.
Oh,
So
God.
I had to first shave the area. So I shaved it with no guard down to the skin. So his butt was above his tail and
surprised
like
you
the
let
back
you
of
do
his
that.
leg. Oh yeah, he's such a good boy. Like
Ned would never.
I can do whatever I want with my cats. Both of them do not care.
Oh my God, mine's a little shit.
Sweaters,
dude.
throw them in the snow. It doesn't matter.
What?
Yeah, but so I shaved his butt and then I sprayed the stuff on there. He was yelling for 3 days. I felt terrible.
You probably got like
because
some
it smelled
chemical
like bleach.
burns.
Yeah, it smelled like bleach. So when you put the like anti-itch on, it like burns. And I'm like,
Yeah.
he was like howling like a dog.
Yeah,
He's
no.
walking around flipping his tail around. Like, I've never seen him so pissed off ever.
Poor
I
guy.
felt terrible.
Roger, man. Yeah. See, Ned, I won't put you through that, buddy.
Where is he?
I don't know. He's probably taking a nap somewhere.
Trying to
It's
tune us
funny.
out.
Either he's like super like excitable during the podcast where he'll be literally like jumping off walls and jumping on the couch and like running over your lap, or he's just nowhere to be found. And
just doing his own thing right now.
Yeah.
Just making sure he's good.
Today-
worrying about himself.
Today is one of those days, you
Yeah.
know? So do you have any, I mean, that's a cool business idea. Like, is that a serious
Oh yeah.
long time?
I want to do
girl?
that for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it would be so like my idea actually is what Hansel is bringing to life right now.
And what's that? Can you tell us, or is it?
Yeah. So I basically was like, how cool would it be to have not only like a salon, but nails, tattoo artists, like,
hell yeah.
and I want to make like, juices with like a juicer and like sell them and like, have like snacks and like make it like super like comfortable and like almost like a hangout at the same time.
Yeah, like an experience
So
beyond
right.
just a
So
haircut.
now I just got certified in eyelash extensions too. So I'll be doing hair, eyelash extensions, facials, spray tanning, like
Damn.
so all of the girly stuff will be at HandCan, and then there's gonna be another HandCan on Velp.
No way.
Yeah, and that's where you're gonna get like haircuts and stuff. So all the hair will be there, and all the facials or whatever, like the esthetician stuff will be there.
Oh, that's so cool. That's in the works currently.
Yeah,
Wow.
August.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right. So I'll be heading my way over to Velp more frequently then.
It's like 2 minutes from here too. It's really
Sweet.
not bad. So
Yeah.
I know you have a really far drive right now.
Yeah,
So
you know.
hopefully that'll shorten it up for you.
It's like at least 45 seconds, and it's honestly it could be a lot shorter, you know. Like there's a building right next to us that has nothing in it. I mean, come
when you
on.
get your haircut, do you walk over there or drive?
I was so lazy the last time I drove, and
I would too.
Well, the thing is, my garage is like on the other side of the building, so it's probably like
More work to get your
it's probably like not quite less effort to just walk there than it is to like get in my car. So yeah, you know,
I'll just pick you up next time. My car's right outside.
Yes, yeah.
En route.
En route, yeah. You know, the only more convenient place you could cut my hair is literally this apartment. So
Right. And I do that too.
Really?
Actually, yeah.
You go to like clients' houses and
Just like my friends,
Yeah.
obviously. Like
Got it.
not rant like
you gotta be on the list.
you're right, yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta be like my friend.
Got it.
So yeah. If
Too
for some
funny.
reason it's too far of a drive, call me.
Yeah, well, you know.
I got you, bro.
Oh, too funny. I wanted to talk a little bit about one of the conversations we had while I was sitting in the chair, because it's been like a constant thing that I've been like thinking about lately.
Okay.
And it's your near-death experience.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you're like comfortable to talk
yeah,
about.
absolutely. I
I
can
would-
talk about that all day.
I would love for my audience to just hear that story, because I don't know, I thought it was very cool, and I love talking about that stuff. My
me too.
audience knows like I'm all into the weird like I don't know, like anything,
All of it, yeah.
all of it.
Yep.
So I can
Open-minded stuff. Yep.
yeah, I'm doing a horrible job of explaining it, but let's hear the story because it's a good one.
Okay, so I was 4 years old, and I was at my aunt's pool, and they had a diving board, so it's like one of those like deep pools. And my aunt was sitting in like they had this like lifeguard like stand thing, and my mom. So a bunch of my family was down at the bottom of the hill. The house was on like a big hill, and the pool was at the top of the hill with the house. And then there's like a kickball tournament thing going on with my family down below. And I didn't know how to swim yet. So when I was little, you know, you hang onto the side and you push yourself under and you pull yourself up. And you
Yep.
think you're having the best time of your life, right?
Because you
so
are.
fun. I do that every day when I go in the pool, actually. Still to this day. This actually happened yesterday.
Yeah, she still doesn't know how to swim. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. So, I'm doing that, and my mom is like, okay, like, will you watch her? I'm gonna run to the bathroom, whatever. So then she wasn't, and my hands slipped. And from my parents will not talk about it, but from what I know and what I was told, my mom saw me from the bathroom window at the bottom of the pool and then like started freaking out, running down, whatever. So we'll back it up though. So from my perspective, my hands slipped and I was like freaking out. I was freaking.
I'm sorry, you're what age again?
4.
4.
I'm freaking the fuck out. I'm my hands, legs, arms, everything. I'm just trying to swim. I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm sinking and I'm really scared. And I was holding my breath to the point where I felt like it was going to, like my head was going to explode. And that's called voluntary apnea, is where you literally, so it's physically impossible to suffocate yourself. So like say you were trying to die and you put a pillow over your face. Voluntary,
Your brain wouldn't.
yeah, that voluntary apnea is where your body literally can't stand it any longer and you have to breathe like there's no choice. Like you can't. It's physically impossible. So once I breathed all the water in, it was like nothing was scary anymore. Like I was at peace, and being 4 years old, I knew that I was dying, which is kind of weird to think about because 4 years old, you're so little. Like,
Yeah, you
you
have
shouldn't know what that is.
no
but,
life experience.
Right. So, my aunt, my mom's aunt, died before I was born. She had Huntington's disease, and so Huntington's paralyzes you from the neck down. Your brain, it vegetates you, and you spend the rest of your life in a wheelchair. If she was in a wheelchair for a pretty long time. I can't remember. I never met her, but sorry, I'm like belching from this truly right now. Sorry, guys.
All
Hope
good.
you enjoyed that.
Yeah,
that was
that's
actually
my fault,
extra.
guys. Sorry.
We're gonna have to charge for that one.
I'll cut it. I can't pay for it. I'm sorry, guys.
So when I like breathed all the water in and I was at peace and whatever, I went into like, it was like what do you call it when it's like this shape, like not a cylinder, but it's like a cone, I guess.
Oh yeah, like
a sphere. Is that what that's called? Am I saying it right?
Well, the sphere is like a globe. So.
Oh, okay, no. It was like
saying,
a cone, like the white light came down like a V,
like
almost.
a beam of light.
Yes, that's a really good word for it. That's exactly what it was. And like, I've heard of the, heaven is for real and all this stuff, and there's movies on it and there's people talking about it, but I've never watched any of it because I saw what it is and I know what it's like. And people say, oh, you're walking through this hallway and like this underground looking white light, you walk. No, that's not real. That's not how it happened for me, at least. And I know what I saw, and I believe what I saw because I saw like everything, not just my own view, but like, so I went up into the light, and then my mom's aunt, was dancing in a red dress in like a infinity like shape. And she told me it's okay to let go, but not today. And then I woke up in the hospital. But while all this was happening, I saw my mom. I was at the bottom of the pool when I'm seeing all this. And I saw my mom screaming, running down the stairs and running to the pool, like just screaming bloody murder. And I saw like my dad and the other family like piled into cars and raced up the driveway and swung around, and like I remember seeing my dad's green car, and like I saw
very specific details.
all of it happened too, like
but you're like out of body.
Yeah,
almost?
Absolutely. Like I'm literally in heaven when all this is happening. Like I saw my aunt and the white light, like it was peaceful there, like it was beautiful. Like that's why I'm not scared to die at all, and I'm kind of glad that I've had that, because it really is a peaceful. That's the most at peace I've ever felt in my life. Well, that wasn't really in my life, but sorry, I like lose my breath when I'm talking about this. I feel like I'm still drowning or something, and I'm not scared of water at all.
Yeah.
I'm not. I went right back in the water. Literally, like I'm pretty sure they put me in swimming lessons that week.
Well,
and I just jumped in, like I did not care.
They probably didn't want you to like be terrified of water for the rest of your life.
But yeah, so I saw my whole family like freaking out by the pool, and I saw my Uncle Pete. He pulled me out of the water and started doing CPR, and nothing was working, and I was laying there like lifeless, purple. Like my whole body was purple. And then I saw, like, the next thing I know is I'm in the ambulance and I'm looking down at myself on the stretcher, and my mom was like, she was in the ambulance with me, and she was like, she had her like arms crossed and her head, and she was crying on me, laying there like just lifeless. Like she was sobbing. Like I swear I can still like hear her screaming to this day. But so then next thing I know is we're in the hospital and nothing is doing it, and I saw my family in there. I was like, so when you're in the hospital and you're in the bed, there's the TV across from you, like on the wall or whatever. Yeah. Like I was watching from the TV and I was looking at myself, and then my whole family like sobbing, just so sad. And then I woke up and I started talking and I started I told my mom. I still have no idea what I said to her. I've tried talking to my mom and my dad about it. They can't. Like, they physically cannot speak on it. Like, my mom and my dad, who does not cry, will just, I think they're just traumatized forever by it because, like, I really wish that I could dig deeper into it too, because, like, I want to know more about it. Like, I question all the time, why am I sitting here?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why?
And
why me?
It's such a crazy story to me because there are so many like detailed points throughout that you're able to remember, and you know you've told me the same story twice.
Right.
I mean, it's not something that you could make up, and if your parents are having that sort of reaction, it's like how
nobody
obviously
in my family will talk about it.
Yeah.
Nobody will. Like, it's cool because my aunt, who was supposed to be watching me, she brings her son in to get haircuts by me now, and I don't know, it's like sometimes I want to ask her, but that's traumatic for her too. I mean, she felt, it was literally her fault.
Yeah.
So and I don't hold anything against her. I know my mom, probably did for a while or whatever. I don't know for sure.
I'm sure.
As a mother, I'm sure she did.
You have to feel something, yeah.
Right, but like, I've never had any, I'm sure she's traumatized by it too and felt so guilty, where it's like, I really can't ask anybody about it.
Yeah. Wow.
I literally can't. Nobody can talk about it. Nobody, like, they all cry.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude,
you're so curious about it.
It's 20 years later. I'm standing right here. Like, I'm
like, get over it. Let's figure this out.
I know. Yeah. And my parents don't believe in any of that, like, shit. Like, I don't, like I said, I was never put in church. Mm-hmm. Me and Cooper, my parents got divorced when I was 14, and my dad married somebody who is very religious, and which, that's fine. I don't care. But he took us to church for the first time. I was baptized. That's all I really know, though.
Yeah.
But, like, they took us to church for the first time on, like, Christmas or something, and me and Cooper just lost it and started laughing and causing a scene because everybody's like, swaying their hands around, and we didn't know how to act because we're like, what are they doing that for?
Sure.
Like, we didn't know that was, like, how it goes.
Or,
we're like, oh, so bored because we're sitting listening to this dude talk, and we don't know what he's talking about. We don't know I don't know what God is.
Yeah.
I really don't.
The stories he's talking about.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah.
But I'm thankful that I had that accident, because it's almost like life knew I wasn't going to grow up religious. So it was like, here's something to believe in. Here's living proof myself that heaven is for real.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
well, do you think it's because obviously, religion is a huge thing.
Absolutely.
Many people practice it. It's, a book that's been passed down for however many years. Mm-hmm. And, you have people who have experiences like yourself where there is depictions, I'm sure in the Bible, of things very similar to what you've described. And it's like, there's got to be at some point some truth there, whether or not the entire thing, the whatever religion it is, whether it's Christianity or Buddhism, there has to be some sort of truth within those books, whether it's all there or not. People like you are proof that, there's something, right?
Right. And it makes me happy too, because when I tell this story, like, I've never, as far as I know, I've never had somebody say I'm, like, lying. You know what I mean? Like, that's a shitty thing to lie about.
Right. Why would you pick that?
Everybody that I tell it to, they're like, thank you for sharing that. Like, it makes me less scared to, be there someday, or, you know what I mean? Like, so if that's what I'm here for, to help people stop being scared of living, then I guess that's it. I don't know.
Yeah. That's...
Give something or somebody something to believe in,
It's a cool story. And I hope at some point you're able to kind of dig in with your parents and maybe figure out, some of their their perspective and how it went down for them so that you could confirm some of what you saw, because
Right.
I'm sure it'd be extremely helpful just to be able to like cross-reference
Well, and they have confirmed it, because like that's why they can't talk about it.
Wow.
Is
Yeah.
like I woke up saying all of this shit. That's how it happened. Like I literally sat up in the hospital bed and started talking about my Aunt Pat, and I saw my dad's car and like all this shit. They were so scared that I knew all of that. That they literally can't. That I think that's what scares them the most, is that happened to me. Not the, obviously the drowning is not something you want your kid to go through, but like I think what scares them the most is everything that I saw being true.
Right. Yeah.
Because how the fuck do you explain that?
Right. It's not like if you were unconscious, you'd be able to maybe hear and your brain might have been able to process, but the visual aspect, I think, is what is the most like confirming about it. Is like you were able to pick out like, yeah, we took his green car and we were in the hospital. I saw my mom crying. I can
still feel like it sounds so weird. My uncle gave me mouth to mouth, and I can still feel like the whiskers from it, but like I was like not responsive.
Yeah, it's like that's crazy how, again, it's like anybody who claims to know what happens after we die, I think, is a fool, because I don't think anybody can fully 100% confirm what happens. You get glimpses of it here and there, but nobody truly knows what happens once you die. And you wonder just what happens in your subconscious, what happens to whatever it is that we are, like where do we go and how do we get there. You
do pee and poop yourself when you die, guys.
Yes, this is true.
That
there are a lot of weird.
I can confirm that.
Oh no, there are a lot of weird bodily functions that happen.
I don't understand.
Oh, too funny. Well, yeah, thank you for sharing the story, because again, whether you choose to believe it or not, which I don't know why you wouldn't, it's a cool thing to experience. I'm glad you're here, obviously, but I don't know. I just love hearing things like that and seeing how different people, their different perspectives on it. So
I think it's so crazy how like I remember it so well that when I'm saying my head feels like it's going to explode, like my head feels like it's going to explode.
Yeah.
Like I literally am like back in that moment where like now I'll have a headache for probably a couple hours.
Really?
Yes.
Just from telling the story.
And
wow.
like I'm literally like I get out of breath. It's like I'm like I'm not bothered by like I'm fine. You know what I mean? I love talking about it because it's such a fun thing to
but you're having some sort of reaction.
But it's like I'm back in it. Like my body feels it again. You know what I mean?
Wow. Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, I love swimming. I always did.
She's a pro swimmer now.
I am scared of Jaws being in a pool, but
that's
those shadows at the bottom of the pool.
What are
really
those?
Scared of that. Really scared of that. Drowning? No.
No, just the shadows.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Thank you for sharing it. We'll switch over to something a little more positive.
Yeah.
I would love to ask this question. It's become a pretty regular thing. But if you were not cutting hair and if you were not talking to people in the chair, what is it that you do on like a regular basis in your free time that is something that most people wouldn't pin on you or know about you? Is there anything like that? It's a good question. Like I always use Whisker YD as an example. He's a rapper and he does gardening. It is just funny because it's like a juxtaposition of like you'd never expect him to be a gardener, but he loves it,
So I'm not currently like working on anything right now, but I do I'm pretty decent at freehanding. And like, like the trippy art.
Yeah.
Like where they change colors with their lights.
Interesting.
Stuff like that. I'm really good at it.
You'll have to show me some.
Yeah, like it's pretty cool. I can draw you something.
Oh, that's sweet.
Like I like to look at a picture once and then put it away and then I draw the entire
from
thing.
memory.
Yeah.
Do you have a photographic memory?
I must.
Yeah, interesting.
It didn't really help me on tests or anything like that because I was terrible in school, but
for visual things,
yeah.
I'm sure. Yeah, it probably works the same way with haircuts. Like once you see a
Yeah.
haircut, you can probably pretty easily
like
figure that out.
I can look at kind of anybody's. I think that's a barber thing though, because we can just look at your, like, people will be like, oh, here's a picture of how I'm like, I don't need your picture. I know what I'm like.
Okay.
I know it, like you can tell by like the way your hair is parted, and like right now, yeah, obviously, even if I wasn't the one that got your hair, I would know exactly what you got.
Right.
But and it's hard when somebody has a style and then they want to like switch it up because it's like, oh fuck, like you got to retrain your hair to go. You know, you have a part, you have colics, you have that. That is really tricky.
You were telling me when like you cut my hair short, like, you know, your hair is used to laying flat.
And now look at it, it's days. Yeah.
It's doing pretty good. There are some tricky spots. But no, that's cool. I would have never guessed the art side of it. That's I'm definitely gonna have to take a look at some of your work.
Yeah, I would love to show it to you. And like another thing is like I'm such a like outgoing person too, I feel like, but when I'm at home, like I don't do shit.
That's fair.
I don't do shit.
Yeah.
I sit in my room. I am completely fine with, I will lay in my bed all day every day and watch TV, go on my phone. Like I'm lazy.
If
I'm not cutting hair or out at the bar, I'm sorry, I'm sitting in my room.
Yeah.
I like doing other things. It's just like
you get tired.
Well, and like maybe it's a personal problem, but like I'm always the person asking other people to do things. Like I like 4th of July, I didn't do anything because nobody asked me to hang out. So I'm just like
people are dropping the ball. If you know her, she wants to do stuff.
Hey guys, I'm bored 24/7. If you want a really sick, trippy ass drawing, hit my line.
She does commissioned work.
I really like eating sushi and drinking. So
that's a good combination, right?
So, yeah.
I'm not a big seafood guy. I wouldn't know. So,
oh, really?
Yeah, no, I can't stand it. I'm sorry. See,
that's so sad.
I've tried. I'll never like not try anything. Now I wasn't always that way.
Yeah.
As of like a year ago,
Check it out.
Just started trying it. So I'll try it, but yeah, it's not my thing. I don't know.
Sushi I just ate like before coming here, I gave it all to Avery because it was fucking like, first of all, I was like really anxious, so I think my appetite just went to shit.
Yeah.
But like that was my first time ever trying Little Tokyo. Oh my god. This was my second piece. Like the first piece was fine, and then I put it in my mouth and I literally had to like pray because I thought I was going to throw up on the table. No. Like I was like, oh my god, please let the Lord, whoever's up there, for all I know, whoever, Aunt Pat.
Yes.
I know you're up there for sure. Help me swallow this piece of sushi because I'm embarrassed and I don't know where the bathroom is. I'm new here.
Yeah. Trusting any sort of raw fish or
my god, it was deep fried too. It was just fucking bad.
Yeah. Shout out Little Tokyo.
Yeah.
Sorry,
have to go
sorry
with the
about
one.
that one. Yeah. I've never been there. I probably won't
definitely
ever
could
be,
skip.
but-
You could skip that place. Coco's. Oh my
Coco's
god. Coco's is.
I've never been there either. It must be good by the reaction.
It's so good.
All right, so
They have like steak and all of that stuff too. It's not even just sushi, but I can promise you, you're not a seafood person.
Yeah.
If I literally told you like go try the Godzilla, you're a seafood person now. You would love it. Everybody loves it.
I might have
it's
to
deep
give
fried
that a
and
try.
it's like deep fried shrimp, so like you get the perfect amount of crunchy, and then you also get like this. They have this. It's called eel sauce. It's not actually eel. It's
Thank goodness.
It's like sugary soy sauce, and like, but it's like creamy, like a sriracha.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, with shredded crab. Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
I have to give that a try.
Yeah.
So Coco's.
We're gonna have to go there just so you can get the experience because you gotta.
I'm
check
down
it
to
out.
try it once.
You have to.
At least, yeah.
And if you hate it, well, good thing I'll eat the rest of the roll for you.
That's why she's bringing me people.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Too funny. Well, we are just at an hour here.
Oh, really?
It goes really, really
Yeah,
quick.
that did.
Thank you so much for stopping in and sharing the cool ass story and a
Anytime.
little bit about what it is that you do. Where can people find you?
Instagram.
Instagram. Shout it out.
I think my Instagram is Emily23 Walton. No, that's my TikTok. You can find me on TikTok at Emily23 Walton, and then my Instagram I think is Emily Walton 23 _
Whatever it is, it'll be in the
yeah,
bio,
you'll figure it out.
I'll post all the links there.
Find me at HandCan, or if you really want to find me on a good day, I'll be at Coco's up at the bar.
there you
That's
go.
where you can find me.
Yeah.
Or with my cats.
That's where you can like swing the deal like, hey, you know, she may be just drunk enough that she'll give me a haircut for like $20, you know?
I've given one haircut in my life, absolutely trashed.
Oh, how'd that
Not
go?
at work,
Yeah,
but
clarify.
it turned out good, but I was faking it the entire time. I had to fake it till I make it.
Yeah, that's that confidence. Confidence does wonders. You never know. Thank you so much for coming. All of her stuff will be in the bio, so just check it out. Go get your haircut. She does amazing work. Obviously, I
Thank
look
you.
so good. So thanks for coming out.
Thank you for having me.